Good afternoon, classmate and tutor. Is my individual work, the step 6 final exam, the testing and evaluation in ELT. Present by Milena Mosquera, code 31449955. The tutor, Ednes Suarez Salomia. PIN is 5510211. Universidad Abierta y a Distancia UNAM. Degree in English and Foreign Language. May 22, TH, and 2018 Cali. Introductions. It has been take the following cases in exploring and diagnostic evaluation must be carried out in order to obtain information on the level of English that the two students are. In addition, our tutor and teacher must prepare a lesson plan with specific purpose, based and needed provided by data obtained in the diagnostic evaluations. On the other hand, it's important learning students develop skills such as speaking, reading, writing, and listening, to the extent that the student in advanced process learning and second language. The teacher should be speaking in English all the time during the class. Only the first stage learning will be combined in Spanish and English, for the student should have a total immersion in the language. Routine of constant practice for the second language. In this case, English to the teacher must be attempted to give his student, clarify the doubts, and motivate to significant learning. Methods and approach to evaluation must be taken in account to propose because and for what like to the learning objectives such as cognitive, performance, affective, and disposition, for which the evaluation is done with either formative and summative, in addition to the level of the complexity, knowledge, reasoning, skill, and product generation. It should focus on the quality evaluation process, method indicate the approach to learning, also the theories and derived from areas of linguistics, social linguistics, psycholinguistics. The teacher should focus semantic and communicative dimensions of a language. Moreover, the teacher taught the function notion language to the components in the method is the syllables. Some examples of the methods are the grammar translation, direct methods, of the language methods, and other methods is humanistic approach, such as the silent way, total physical response, and Wikipedia. Each way evaluation has characteristics, evaluation methods, and descriptions. Short reading response selections. The student selects and correct answer from the list that they consider correct or incorrect. At the same time, the teacher assesses knowledge, understanding, or the some the research partners. The extent grading response. And the student should throughout the question or task can build an extensive response. In addition, the teacher to evaluate the relationship of the elements of knowledge and the generation of the grading product. The evaluative performance is a focus on the performance observation of the student. They is divided in two parts. The first is assignment of the task or complete the exercise that measure the performance to evaluate, and the second part they use the elements and the instrument to the record the trial. For the last, the oral. This evaluation consists in obtaining information about the student and learning how through interpersonal communication, for example, interview, oral examination, exposition of a topic, or oral questioning. Designed to give and describe the feedback to perform on the student and two forms. First, a simple or short way, where they obtain the information. The second, incomplete or long way, where they produce for the reason the process is evaluate. Evaluation of English for a special purpose, IFE. The main purpose, the teaching learning of the second language for a specific purpose is to adapt teaching programs according to academic professional require or needed specific group of students. In addition, new methods and models of evaluation has been created among the ELTS English language testing system in the last few years. A specific evaluation has been designed, for example, the University of Cambridge, which has a test in English on business and English for science, all don't have a specific purpose, such as diagnosing communicated deficits, establishing the level of competence, all similar. Purpose and descriptions. According to the use summative, is to divide into initial type or solution type, diagnosis, evaluation of linguistic competence. According to the content, formative is classify and evaluation tests, a specific linguistic skill, tests or linguistic micro skill, and global evaluation test, the micro communication skill test. According to the phrase of reference, reliability. Interpret the result, normal reference, and criterion reference. Method of puntation, the quantitative assignment. Objective, the punctuation, the methods, the multiple, the choice, tests on closed tests. Subjective punctuation, the methods at exam, summaries, in oral interview. A specific test, the multiple option test, summary, closed test, oral interview. Evaluation of the young student. It is important to motivate the student to knowledge and have the critical thinking about their environment so their learning will be significant. Besides, they must take into account the reality in each country in the world has with its problems. So the evaluation that should be working is a quality evaluation doesn't now place a limitation on the time of learning, and the mentor has a formative role where the student takes share of the day over learning through the forms of the evaluation, such as the self-assignment, co-evaluation, and family report. Evaluation through technologies. Technology is a great ally for the learning of second language and practice every day. In the same way, we find that it offers us methodology perspectives on how to evaluate according to the function of evaluation through the technology support. Cabarrus say that identify the three types of the evaluation with respect to technology and SMIT in general. The evaluation of the medium itself, characteristic of the medium, the comparative evaluation with another medium and curricular didactic evaluation, the behavior of the medium in the constant and teaching learning, and the three evaluation agents, the procedure, spirit, in content, institutional design, and the user. The technology are not available for the student could use to as the basic tool for assignment knowledge in all areas to add the instrument or the test determining individual student strengths and weakness, then help the teacher for finding proof the methods and teaching and obtain the significant learning in the student. Take from the Table 1 Methodological Perspective of Evaluation Educational Material in Technology Support. Evaluation function needed. Objective evaluation and evaluation agent provide information and continuous improvement that can introduce to new material. Producer critical for evaluation, a study of the other material or similar objectives. Instrument for obtain the information, qualitative analysis. Input determine the capacity for the relation of the material. Producer software and hardware uses develop programming and qualitative analysis. And process correct and perfect the material during its the development, producing and potential user. control of the contents, functional control, evaluation protocols, the product, just the quality of the material once the finalists and make a decision for the use, external spur, selector producer, disciplinary field, didactic field, technological field, evaluation and protocol, interview, discussions, and groups. And for the last is result, determine the use and the functionality of the material in the teaching contents, learning, compare the material with another third of effectiveness, real user, the selective research, and user opinion, utility, and cost benefit in the relationship, questionnaires, attitude scales, attitude tests. Ability reading. Reading is one of the four linguistic skills. From the learning the foreign language, it's very common to find the errors in reading and the punctuation that something to score the student. Also, the ability to write requires a high specialty training, therefore, in learning a second language. The student must be develop an integral personality that involves the ability to think, the reason, and the do's. In other words, the student needs to develop the linguistic and communicative skill, oral and reading. On the other hand, the student and test writer have to find the content and generate the new ideas, decide how to organize the tasks, take into account what the audience is read in addition to the fact also you want to type and it's important to use the sentences correctly, select vocabulary, adopt decision about the style, and so the currents and logic of the test to make spelling errors in addition to producing a clear test and properly use the punctuation marks and control the length of the test. Ability writing. Acosta Patron says that in communicative language teaching, consider that grading is not always an objective, consider the type of course. The author states that grading is not a specialized course, it's not objective, but an instrument since the most students at this level don't have mass needed to grade but communicate intentions. He also considered that grading is objective, only a specialist course, in this case, of the learner only. The grading of English is directed to words and communicated competence. The teaching of the grading should be as communicated as possible, although it should really support and integrate grammar and vocabulary. The teaching of grading should be recognized as a special part of language teaching. He also objective and techniques in a special school where grading becomes a goal of teaching. Activity ability reading. For the activity, the student should be reading a short history, the using and meaning of these words as you can. Instruction for the activity. Example, Marta Gomez. Marta to Teresa, what is the favorite subject this year? Teresa, math. The teacher is 9. Teresa to Marta, what about you, Anna? Rules. No Spanish. Use your dictionary. No offense or bad language. Checklists tell a shift about the aspect which they have to be take when evaluate the grading skill. Evaluation for the grading material. Grammatical. 4. Perfect. 3. Use will the subject matter. 2. Some errors in the subject that study. 1. He seemed not understand what the study. Vocabulary. Creative of the use vocabulary of the current level of the study. Zone use when the current vocabulary missing K the words. Minimal use of the target vocabulary at the current level of study. Incorrect of use of words. Orthographic, perfect, very few errors in the spelling of the grammatical structure and connector. Some errors in the spelling and the use in the structure of grammatical sentencing and connector. Many errors in the spelling and the use of the structure of grammatical sentencing. Reference. Thank you for paying attention. Bye bye. Reference. Thank you for paying attention.